Welcome back. Time now for the Gannon Lady Nights Coaches Show. He is the head coach, Jim Brunelli. Welcome back to Studio Coach.
Hey, good to be here, buddy. Appreciate you keep having me back.
It's funny, I can usually tell by how you respond to that open, how the week went. And that's just being a basketball coach, probably, right?
You know, you hate losing. You hate losing, and you know, it kind of sits with you a little bit, and we got to regroup. Got a couple more, you know, we got a game this week, this Wednesday. That's all we're focused on right now, but it stinks to lose. It stinks to lose. You know, this is our profession. My assistant coaches and I, this is what we do for a living. And, you know, we need to be better. Our team needs to be better, and we need to win some ball games.
Seton Hill, they came in 83-69. This is a team that you split on the year with.
Yeah. They came ready to play. They came ready to play. We went down to their place and punched them in the mouth, like I told you when we were in off air. And they came back to our place and did the same thing. They had something to prove, and they did. I didn't think as a team, we came ready to play. You look through the stats, we have some people who didn't score at all. Didn't rebound very well, and then you had some really good individual performances, which is all well and fine. You know, Chelsea had a nice game offensively and got 21 points, 9 rebounds. Tori Obenrader, like I said after the game, you know, she kind of come out of it a little bit and had 13 and 7, and then Elise Torrance had 10 points, and those are great for those young ladies. But as a team, we didn't perform well. And honestly, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if it's a career high or this, that, or the other. What matters is if you can do that and your team wins. We don't look at individual accolades like that. I never have. And, you know, the tough thing is I didn't feel as a team we came ready to play.
Nicole LaCava, it's funny, I guess you can't shoot the way she did and be one of the top shooters in all of Division II basketball and go unnoticed.
Yeah.
And teams are just, I mean, you think that that's subject 1A when they sit down and game plan against you?
Well, if it isn't, it should be. You know, Nicole has been a consistent, you know, this year. And here's the deal. It's the second time around. You know what I mean? You're starting to see teams the second time around, and they're starting a game plan for you. They're starting a game plan for all of our kids. I had this talk last week with Tori. You know, she's not going to be able to grab as many rebounds as she wants because there's actually people going to be programmed to really check her because the other teams know she's grabbing rebounds, this, that, and the other. And, you know, Chelsea, she's not going to get a lot of clean looks because they know the potential she has. Nicole, they're going to send double teams. Sydney, they're going to deny her a little bit. Boston even coming off the bench and getting, you know, we've had some success with some rookies of the week. We had another one today in Torrey.
Dang it,
Torrey!
I want to break the news. Could you just pretend you don't know next week?
Yeah, you know, I kind of look. You've broken so many to me.
No, now you.
No, you have. No, you have. Last year.
Don't patronize me.
Okay. So even with Boston, players like that, these teams know. They see that. They get the emails sent. It's put up. Everybody knows who's playing well and who's doing well, and they have to game plan for them. Just like we're going in, you know, to Cal game knowing who we need to game plan for. Sierra Barrett is a great player in this league. She's one of the best, if not the best, and we have to game plan for her as well as her teammates. You know, Flood Francis and Jasper and, you know, DJ Hahn coming off the bench. We have to game plan for those kids. So. That's the tough part. When you do really, really well like Nicole has, and especially in that Seton Hill game, she had 29 points down there. She couldn't miss. She played really, really well. And I guarantee Coach Katarski was like, listen, this isn't happening again, ladies.
Right.
It's not. You can't have somebody go for that.
They were more vocal just for I got a really cool seat at the Hammermill Center right beside the away bench. And one thing that you notice is it kind of goes back to what you just said. So, for example, Chelsea Rourke gets the ball in her hands. They're yelling, shooter. Mm-hmm. First time around, they didn't yell that. You know, it's kind of a wait and see. And then second time around, do you see that from your team? Is your bench more active?
Oh, our bench has been really, really engaged, which is nice. You need to have that because the engagement in practice, the 2 days leading up to it, needs to be on point. and our bench has been engaged more and more. And as a coach, that's what you want. But no, you're right. That means that when our team does that, they're paying attention to the scouting report, and they're paying attention to the hours and the hours and the hours of work that our assistant coaches and myself are putting in by watching film, and knowing the tendencies of teams and players and what they can do and what they like and what they don't like. So that's nice that they're able to know that. It means that they're looking at their scouting reports, which makes me happy.
IUP on Saturday, and kind of the same deal. I heard a comment from the head coach of IUP, leaned over to an assistant when Boston McKinney's handling the basketball, and he said, I really like her. And I forget what player he compared her to, but there was somebody in his program that had departed that he said, and he thought she was exactly like that player. So
yeah, no,
they're waking up. They know who the good ones are, too.
Yeah, no, it is. And Coach McConnell's a tremendous coach. He has a tremendous program down there, and I have a lot of respect for him. And we wanted to compete a little bit better this game, and I thought we did overall as a team. A little disappointed with our assists. The game before against Seton Hill, we had 19 assists, 16 turnovers. We just weren't. Not that we weren't sharing the ball, we were missing some shots, and we only ended up with 6 assists, and we had 17 turnovers, and some of the turnovers came back to bite us towards the end. But I was proud of our team. We got down 10-0 in that game, and we fought back and tied it up, and then took the lead in the third quarter for part. And like I told my team after the game, there's been teams that IUP has jumped out on just like that, and it ends up being a 25, 30-point win. And it could have easily gone that way if there's no fight, if there's no care, if there's no determination. And I thought our ladies wanted to be better than that, and they showed that day. I wish I could have the fourth quarter back, but can't do it. We can't get those back. But overall, I thought, everybody that played scored. Again, we gotta. As a coach, I gotta do better at getting kids, I guess you can say getting more involved. We run some plays, excuse me, to try to get some kids involved, and they're not getting the looks that they're getting. And I think that's a credit to the other team. They're trying to take certain players out of it. But I think in some cases we got to force the issue a little bit more, and we're going to do that moving forward.
Is that what you would have liked to have seen more of in the fourth, or would you have called a few different plays?
A few different plays, a few different substitutions, a different thing, some different things like that. We started off and we got a score, or we got a turnover. And let's just put it this way: in our first 6 possessions, we turned the ball over 4 times. I would love to have a redo on that.
That makes sense.
Because that extended the lead for them. And when we were down 1 going into the fourth quarter. So then if you turn over the ball and they score, then now they're extending their lead. And I thought once they extended their lead, it was like a gut punch to us, and we couldn't recover.
Jan Stork and Lydia Lekomsky were in. Jan Stork with Make-A-Wish, Lydia with the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and they credited your team they said you volunteered to help decorate Friday after practice.
Yes, that's correct. Yes,
so
that's correct.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, our team, as well as a lot of the other teams here at Gannon, we take our community service very seriously. I think that's one of the avenues that makes our ladies well-rounded young people, young adults, and being able to give back and understand that you might have some tough days, but there are some people out there that have a heck of a lot tougher days. And no, that was the one thing we met on Tuesday at a staff meeting, and the SAC committee did with our athletic director, and they were looking for volunteers, and our SAC reps are Brianna Ransom and Lauren Tavis, and they stepped up and said, no, we'll decorate because we had late practice that night. And I'll tell you what, it was great. The finished practice, I thought we had a good practice as well. And then to see the ladies all get into setting up for what was a great day.
I wondered if it was another emotional lead up to the game or not as much. I don't know. Was there a ceremony or anything before your game?
No, there wasn't. We had a young man, Lucas, I think his name was, who ran out with us. We had some families there, and they ran out with Chelsea, and he got to sit on our bench for a good portion of the game. So, you get to experience that way, and I'm sure the whole idea of Make-A-Wish kind of settles in with kids. If you're a human being and it doesn't strike a chord in you, get yourself to a hospital.
Right. Well, it was that day. I mean, they were honoring a little girl, or they were granting her wish because through the work of all the programs on campus, they raised $10,000 in the prior year, so they're able to reveal this wish. And just to show you how delicate life really is, the little girl was not able to be there on Saturday. So. But that she still felt the love because she was there over FaceTime, and I just thought that's one of those moments. That's why you do sports. Yeah. That's why sports is a thing.
Yeah, that type of stuff transcends everything.
All right, Coach, tell me about Cal coming up. It's kind of a long trip, but you're used to those by now. As a matter of fact, you don't have many long ones left until maybe the postseason. So, what do you think, Cal coming up?
No, Cal's a very good team. Not sure where they'll be ranked when the postings come out. They lost a tough one. They're coming off 2 losses. They lost to Slippery Rock at Slippery Rock, and then a tough one against Edinburgh, 62-61. Just watching film, they're a great defensive team. Probably one of the best in the league. They just commit to each other and commit to the whole concept of stopping the ball. And in her first game, we had 28 turnovers. And we were down by 9 at one point with 16, 17 turnovers. You shouldn't be. Like you've heard me say it a million times. You really shouldn't be in games if you turn the ball over that much. That just credits our ability to score the basketball. And hopefully, we had a good practice this morning in game planning for them. And they can hit you in many different ways. Like I said, Sierra Barrett's redshirt senior. She's been in this league a long time and has been a very consistent offensive and defensive force. And they have some nice pieces around her who can open things up. Vela Corsa and Sporio and Jasper, and I know I'm forgetting people, but they have a really solid team. And Coach Strom does an amazing job with them.
I don't know if people realize that sometimes coaches know numbers better than names, especially when it comes to their opponents. But we're getting on some football coach. That's a little different because they only have 1 game per week. But anyways.
There's a couple hundred of them there, it seems, when you talk about
quite
two different teams.
Quite a few.
Yeah, no, it's names and numbers, and some of those kids at Cal have been there a long time, so you get to know them. I pay them respect by knowing their name because they've been great players.
Sure.
Just like I hope they're talking about some of our kids and using their name because I think we have some great players here as well.
Jim Brunelli, head coach of the Gannon Lady Knights. Appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.